Hey everybody, welcome to UDK Academy. Today I'm going to teach you how to use fracture meshes. So at the end of this tutorial you're going to be able to achieve this. Pretty cool, huh? So let's go through everything, all the necessary steps required, and pretty soon you'll be able to make some fracture meshes like a complete and total pro. So first thing we're going to do is that we're going to jump into our content browser and go to all assets, static meshes, and look for a wall. I used this SM flat. So double click on this and it's going to open up the property section in the content browser. And this is going to be where we tell the mesh that we'd like it to fracture. So you go to Tool and you go to Fracture Tool. And there are a number of different options for you to do here. So first thing we have here is num chunks. So basically UDK will let you have from 1 to 150 different pieces that this object or any object can break into. So it's really up to you. Obviously, the more pieces you want it to break into, the more power your system's going to be pulling. So, if you're going to have a bunch of these in your level, I'd go ahead and do a lower amount of chunks. If it's the only one, go hog wild. Me, there actually aren't a lot of pieces that go into this. It's a small wall. So I'm going to go around 30. So you go around 30 and hit generate. And here you're going to see all the different pieces that this is going to break into. Alright, so when you shoot in this area, this piece is going to fly out. Pretty basic stuff. If you don't like the arrangement of chunks, you can hit generate and it'll make a whole new arrangement for you. Alright, then you can even go up, generate, that's a lot of chunks. And then 150 would be complete and total chaos. No way we need 150 chunks. So let's go back down to around our magic number of 30, 38. That's still a little bit much. Yeah, 30. That's good. Generate. So that's our first step. Next, we're going to come down here to chunk options. So there are a couple different things you can do. Now, since we want this wall to break apart, if we don't give it an anchor point or something where it says this is rooted to the ground, basically what's going to happen is that we're going to shoot the object and it's going to fall over. It's going to poke a hole and it's going to fall over, and it's going to be ridiculous. So what we're going to do is that we're going to go ahead and click select bottom, and here this yellow area is highlighted. And then if we select bottom and then we click support chunk, that's going to say that you should break apart everything except for this bottom area. Okay, this area supports everything. If I shoot this area out, the entire house of cards is going to collapse. All right, but if I shoot up here, this is going to remain. Pretty simple? Good. You'd also do from the top as well. All right. Shrink selection to remove them. You could select top. You could do it from the top. You could also grow selection. Say you want only this much. This much to be the support chunk. You can grow up until the entire thing, which is kind of redundant. But hey, what are you going to do? You can invert your selection. So if I select my top here, and I actually want to select the bottom instead, or I want to switch the anchor point to the bottom, you can just click invert and do that. Okay. Always shrink to clear it out. We're going to go back to the bottom, right? Because this wall is in the ground with nothing else outside holding onto it. All right, so now with that selected, we're going to hit support chunk. There we go. All right. Now we're going to go ahead and select show cut solid. This way you can really see the different pieces that this is really breaking into. Right, sometimes in the wireframe it's a little difficult, but I like to do the select cut solid. And tell you what, let's go ahead and maybe I was wrong. Let's try 40 as the number of chunks. There we go. There we go. Selecting the bottom as the support chunk. Do that one more time. And we're pretty set. Alright. So now that this is all done, we're going to hit slice. Now, slice basically says, okay, yeah, I want to turn this into a fracture mesh. So it makes a new instance of this wall static mesh. So we're going to name this, we're going to put this in the package. I actually made a package. It was called, let me see, let's find it here. Fractures. Right, and the grouping is going to be mesh. And we already have this. This is what I showed you in the beginning of the video. So we'll just name this fractured 1, okay? And that's going to save. And feel free to close that out. So now we have our fracture mesh. So all you have to do is drag it out here. We'll delete this old one that I had. Now one more thing, whenever you place a static fracture mesh into a UDK level, it is going to need the lighting rebuilt. But quick, before we do that, there's one more thing I forgot to show you. You're going to just open up the properties of the new fracture mesh. See, what's going to happen is that when we shoot this, when the chunks come out, the chunks are actually going to be that checkered blue and white UDK color. You don't want that. Normally, you'd want a nice stone color for the inside, but for the purpose of this video, we're just going to do it with the material that it already has. So you go to the LOD, and you open these collapse menus up. 0 is the outer material, and 1 is the inner material. Right? Very common thing people do fracture meshes. This is something that's kind of enraging and crazy that takes forever for them to figure out, so I'm just going to show you right now. So copy this material, put it in here. This is going to be your inner material, and that's going to keep the blue and white chunks from showing up. It's going to be this material. Like I said, it'd probably be best to use a stone material, but for the purposes of this video, this will work out just fine. So close it out, minimize your content browser, and do a build off. Also, while we're building, I just wanted to mention, of course, I have UT Deathmatch selected as our default game mode. You can actually make fracture meshes be destroyed by touch and trigger and stuff like that. But for right now, I just am going to do it simple and have it be destroyed with a gun. So our lighting is built. I'm going to minimize this again and hit play. Or did I hit play? Did I hit play? Could have sworn I hit play. Yeah, I hit play. There we go. Hit play, and here we go. Test it out. Ta-da! There we go. You now have your very own fracture wall. So the fracture tool is very robust. There's a lot of different stuff you can do with it, a lot of different options. You know, with anything in UDK, the best way to learn is go into the properties, the default properties, and just sort of mess around with stuff until you get the result that you're looking for. But I hope this set you on the path to putting together some decent fracture meshes. Alright, thank you for watching.